Be ready. 10 seconds to go. Start. Mr. Chairman, this is a bill to be sent for eliciting public opinion on a matter which concerns not only the political parties but the public life of the country as a whole. My approach in this matter, subject to public discussion and conclusions arising out of it, is somewhat different from what has been said by the two previous speakers. Right at the beginning, I should like to make it clear that I am in favor of cheap elections. I want to rule out money as far as possible from the context of the processes of our parliamentary institutions and democracy because money undoubtedly has a corrupting influence. I wonder what would happen if these restraints were to be revoked. Would that lead to honesty and elimination of big money in election affairs? I do not think it would be the contention that by abolishing these restraints, we are going to have cheap elections or some kind of curb on election expenditure. I think what he wants is to make people look somewhat honest, or rather, he does not want dishonesty to be institutionalized in the shape of some kind of acceptance of it by the society. His approach in this matter essentially is somewhat moral, but it suffers from illusions. Now, let me come to the other aspects of the matter, but I should like to add here that if the object is one of promoting cheap elections, eliminating the power of money in elections, it is not achieved by removing the restraints here. You may have the consolation that some people who are naturally dishonest are asked not to behave dishonestly by dishonesty. In this case, the law of money and dishonesty, therefore, is naturally the order to influence the voters. You are having huge sums and are suppressing it. This by itself is not a minimum crime. It is not as if the crime arises only when people submit returns to the commission after the election is over. The moment the election takes place, the moment you spend power of money for elections, you are committing a crime which is contrary to all democratic practices. It is there you are committing an authority. He wants not merely to abolish the crime, he wants there not to be any accountability about it anyway. Now, the main problem that we are facing in our democratic institutions or elections, if you like, is the influence and privilege of money. I should like it to be curbed, if not wholly eliminated. I am a realist in this matter. As long as the capitalist classes remain, as long as the wealthy remain, as long as the haves and the have nots divide the society, money will have its part to play. It cannot be completely eliminated because the present society in which we are living is largely influenced and dominated not only in electoral matters but in various other matters also by the power of money. Therefore, I have no illusion that by changing certain laws of this kind, we will be getting out of the clutches of the big money in this matter. Now that power will remain, all that we can do now by legislation and otherwise by practices, conventions, etc., is to reduce that power of money, that impact of money. This is the most we can achieve. Now I ask, can we achieve this thing by accepting the suggestion that he has made? I do not think so. When the election law was framed, it was perhaps intended that some kind of a restraint would be put if the election expenses were to be submitted to the election commission after the elections. That was with the intention, but this objective has not been fulfilled. Why it has not been fulfilled? We know ourselves. If we are not honest about our political sense, that some people are honest and some people are dishonest, that would be an answer given by some people who are not conversant with the political affairs of the country, the realities of political life. This objective has not been fulfilled because, in the first place, while India is a democratic country, we are in the control of our state, of our economic life, and so on, and things have to go on with some kind of funds and means to raise those funds, either by big money, as the elections cannot be won by spending a few rupees here and there, as long as you have big constituencies or whatever way you may have. How to do so? It is a big question, and how they get elected is a big thing. Why have leaders who have been elected been spending anything now to spend so much money? In that Congress case, because Congress has been in the field for a long time. Stop.